Did you know that 1 in 4 Americans could have a silent liver problem you've never heard of? I'm Dr. Marcus Elder, and for over 25 years, I've worked with thousands of men and women over the age of 50. And I need to warn you about something most doctors never explain. I've seen patients who never drank alcohol, who avoided junk food, who followed every healthy eating rule they were taught, yet their liver was quietly failing. They came to me exhausted all the time, struggling with brain fog, waking up stiff, inflamed, and sore. And they had no idea their liver was the real problem. When we finally looked deeper, the cause shocked them. It wasn't cake. It wasn't soda. It wasn't fast food. It was foods they ate every single day because they were told they were healthy. Vegetables, grains, plant-based foods sitting in their kitchen right now. Here's what no one tells you. After age 60, your liver changes. It detoxes more slowly. It stores fat more easily. And it becomes extremely sensitive to certain foods that were harmless when you were younger. That's why foods that supported your liver at 45 can quietly damage it at 65. Especially overnight, when dehydration thickens your blood and your liver is already under stress. In this video, I'll reveal the one common vegetable that accelerates fatty liver faster than almost anything else in seniors. And I'll also share 2 simple rules that allow you to eat it safely without overwhelming your liver. Every study I mention is linked below. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. How old are you right now? And do you eat a salad or vegetables almost every night? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. Right now, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease affects nearly 25% of American adults. And most people have 0 symptoms until serious damage is already done. While you're focused on your heart, your blood pressure, or your weight, your liver may already be struggling, buried under fat, inflammation, and toxins. And the most frightening part? The foods causing this silent liver damage are probably in your pantry, and you're eating them, believing they're protecting your health, when they may be doing the exact opposite. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the 3 eating habits that are quietly destroying livers across America, plus the one simple change that could save yours. But first, let me ask you this. When was the last time you actually thought about your liver? Your liver is the multitasking marvel of the human body, toiling away every day to digest fats, recycle blood cells, store energy for future use, and filter the blood coming from the digestive tract, protecting you from a wide variety of dangerous toxins. But people don't often think about their livers, or realize that what they eat can affect its ability to function, sometimes permanently. In fact, certain types of food can contribute to liver disease, scarring, or even liver failure if eaten too often. Here are 3 eating habits that could take a toll on your liver, and one that can help it. Shockingly, up to 1/4 of adults in the U.S. might be walking around with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, where extra fat clogs their liver and hinders its work. The scary part? Often, there are no early warning signs. This condition is strongly linked to being overweight, obese, and having type 2 diabetes, and it's become the top chronic liver issue in the country. While the exact food triggers are still being studied, some clues are emerging about what can put your liver at risk. One study hinted that overweight folks eating lots of animal protein might face a higher NAFLD risk. Diets loaded with bad fats, like those in chips and packaged snacks, think trans and saturated fats, could be a major factor. Experts emphasize that piling on too many calories, leading to excess weight, is a key driver of liver problems, regardless of whether it's from fat or carbs. Fast food, sugary drinks high in fructose, and not enough vitamins E and D or good fats might also play a role. Research points to insulin resistance and a surge in fatty acids from sugary fatty diets, fueling liver inflammation and lasting damage. Experts say the main goal for those at risk is clear: shed excess body weight. First on our hit list, soy protein isolate. Let me start with a shocking truth. Soy protein isolate is not a health food. It's a chemical byproduct. Most people hear soy and immediately think plant-based, heart-healthy, and good for your liver. But soy protein isolate is nothing like whole soybeans. Here's the question I ask my patients. Have you ever wondered how they extract that chalky, ultra-concentrated protein from a tiny soybean? The answer isn't gentle. It isn't natural. And it definitely isn't liver-friendly. To strip protein out of soybeans, manufacturers use harsh industrial processing, often involving a petroleum-based solvent called hexane. Hexane is a known neurotoxin, and your liver is the organ responsible for neutralizing and clearing it from your body. So every time you consume soy protein isolate, your liver isn't being nourished. It's being chemically stressed. This ingredient shows up everywhere seniors are told to shop smart. Diet shakes, protein powders, protein bars, meal replacements, veggie burgers, healthy keto and low-carb products. That's why I tell patients, always read the label. If it says soy protein isolate, put it back on the shelf. I saw the damage firsthand with patients following a popular so-called healthy keto plan loaded with these products. Yes, they lost weight, but something didn't look right. Their skin looked dull. Their digestion slowed. They complained of bloating and nausea. Blood tests started showing elevated liver enzymes. Some even developed gallbladder problems and persistent inflammation. Here's the most telling part. When they removed soy protein isolate from their diet, the problems began to reverse. Liver inflammation calmed down. Digestion improved. Gallbladder symptoms eased. Energy slowly returned. That's not coincidence. That's cause and effect. An aging liver simply cannot handle chemical-heavy, ultra-processed proteins the way a younger body might. And soy protein isolate isn't real food. It's a lab-engineered shortcut that puts unnecessary strain on your liver. Remember this rule. If a protein needs solvents to exist, your liver will pay the price for it. And after 60, that price is far too high. Number 2. Fructose, the sweetener that quietly destroys your liver. Here's a shocking statement most people have never heard before. Fructose doesn't fuel your body. It overloads your liver. Let me explain with a real story I see far too often. A 67-year-old patient came into my office doing everything right. No alcohol. Daily fruit smoothies. Swapped sugar for agave because she was told it was natural. Yet her scans showed advanced fatty liver disease. She looked at me and said, "But doctor, I don't even eat junk food." That's when I told her the truth no one had ever explained. Fructose is metabolized only by your liver, not your muscles, not your brain, not your cells for energy. Only your liver. So every single time you consume fructose, your liver is forced to stop everything else. Detoxing, regulating hormones, balancing blood sugar, just to deal with that sugar load. And where do most seniors get fructose from? High fructose corn syrup. Fruit, especially in excess or as juice. Agave nectar, which is shockingly high in fructose. Even regular table sugar, because it's 50% fructose. This is exactly why high fructose corn syrup is one of the biggest drivers of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Your liver can't burn fructose for fuel efficiently, so it does the next worst thing. It turns it into fat. That fat gets trapped inside liver cells. Over time, inflammation rises, insulin resistance develops, and the liver slowly loses its ability to protect you. Here's where people get fooled. Fructose has a low glycemic index, so it doesn't spike blood sugar right away. Doctors and labels call it safe. But the glycemic index doesn't measure liver damage. Fructose may look harmless on paper, yet behind the scenes, it's silently pushing your liver toward insulin resistance and fatty infiltration. And it gets worse. Most high fructose corn syrup comes from GMO corn, which is heavily treated with herbicides like glyphosate. That means your liver isn't just dealing with sugar, it's also detoxing chemical residues at the same time. For an aging liver, that combination is devastating. Now here's the good news. You don't have to give up sweetness forever. Instead, choose sweeteners that don't overload your liver, such as sugar alcohols like erythritol or xylitol, natural, non-fructose sweeteners like stevia or monk fruit. These options don't force your liver into fat production and don't spike insulin the same way fructose does. Remember this, fructose doesn't raise alarms, it raises liver fat. And after 60, your liver simply can't afford that burden anymore. Number 3. Vegetable fats. The healthy oil that's secretly hurting your liver. Sounds healthy, right? Vegetable fat? You probably assumed it was good for your heart and your liver. Here's the shocking truth. Vegetables don't contain enough fat to make oil. So what are these so-called vegetable oils really made from? They're actually highly processed oils from grains and beans, like soybean, corn, canola, and cottonseed. And here's the kicker. These oils are unstable, omega-6 heavy, and extremely inflammatory. Most Americans consume a staggering amount of these oils every single day, hidden in salad dressings, fried foods, snack foods, packaged baked goods, and even heart-healthy spreads. Decades ago, we were told to avoid saturated fats, butter, eggs, coconut oil, and replace them with these unsaturated vegetable oils. But that shift created massive problems at a cellular level. Liver cells became inflamed. Fat started accumulating in the liver. Insulin resistance skyrocketed. And it gets worse. Many of these oils come from GMO crops, sprayed heavily with glyphosate, meaning your liver is not only dealing with unstable fats, but also chemical residues at the same time. Here's the science that will shock you. A huge review of studies found no clear benefit from switching from saturated fats to these vegetable oils. In fact, the switch often had negative consequences for your health. So what should seniors do instead? Focus on omega-3 fats, which reduce inflammation and support liver health. Sardines, wild-caught salmon, cod liver oil. Your liver recognizes and uses these fats efficiently, unlike factory-made vegetable oils, which it treats like a toxin. Rule to remember: if an oil was invented in a lab or factory, your liver isn't happy. After 60, your liver doesn't have the reserve to fight these unhealthy fats every day. Choosing the right fats can make a huge difference in your liver health, energy levels, and overall well-being. Number 4. Whey protein powder. The innocent supplement that can hurt your liver. At first glance, whey protein seems harmless, even healthy. After all, it's just protein from milk, right? And for anyone looking to stay strong, seniors included, protein is essential. But here's the catch. When you isolate protein from its natural source, stripping away fat, carbohydrates, and other compounds, it becomes much harder for your liver to process. Highly concentrated whey protein can be inflammatory, sometimes even mildly toxic to the liver. Studies show that excessive isolated protein intake can increase inflammatory markers, putting extra stress on a liver that's already working overtime. Let me tell you a story. Back in high school, I tried downing whey protein to gain weight. I thought I was doing something healthy. Instead, I felt sick, bloated, and low energy, and my liver was quietly working overtime to deal with it. Here's another hidden danger. Whey protein is often combined with other liver-unfriendly ingredients, like high fructose sweeteners or soy protein isolates, making the effect on your liver even worse. For seniors, whose liver detoxification capacity naturally slows down with age, relying heavily on isolated whey protein can quietly inflame your liver and contribute to long-term damage. Better alternatives. Whole foods like eggs, fish, poultry, and dairy in moderation. Protein powders that are minimally processed, free from added sugar, soy isolates, or artificial flavors. Remember, not all protein powders are created equal, and more is not always better, especially after 60. Your liver deserves protein that's gentle, natural, and easy to process. Number 5. Maltodextrin, the hidden liver saboteur. This one's everywhere, and most people don't even realize it. Maltodextrin sounds harmless, right? It's just a filler in processed foods, a little ingredient in protein powders or vitamins, nothing to worry about. Here's the shocking truth. Maltodextrin is a synthetic sugar that ranks higher than pure glucose on the glycemic index. That means it spikes your blood sugar even faster than table sugar, putting massive stress on your pancreas, insulin system, weight, and liver. Think about it. Every time you eat something with maltodextrin, your liver gets stuck trying to process a sugar your body never really needed. Over time, that leads to fat accumulation in the liver, inflammation, and contributes to fatty liver disease. And here's something few people know. Maltodextrin is often made from GMO corn, wheat, rice, potato, or tapioca. So your liver isn't just dealing with sugar, it's also processing chemical residues and additives. It hides in so many everyday foods, protein powders and meal replacements, post-workout gels, puddings and desserts, keto-friendly snacks, even products sweetened with Splenda. Many seniors are unknowingly consuming high amounts of maltodextrin daily, thinking they're choosing safe or healthy products. If it's in your pantry as a filler or sugar substitute, your liver is probably working overtime to deal with it. Avoid it wherever you can, and opt for natural, minimally processed foods instead. Your liver is your body's engine for energy, detoxification, and overall health. Every time you feed it synthetic sugars like maltodextrin, you're making it work harder and faster than it should. Number 6. Aflatoxins, the silent liver killers hiding in your pantry. This one's serious, and it's not as obvious as sugar or processed oils. Aflatoxins are toxic chemicals produced by certain molds, and they are downright carcinogenic to your liver. Your liver does all the heavy lifting in detoxifying your body, but aflatoxins? They overwhelm it. They attack liver cells directly, increasing your risk for liver inflammation, fatty liver, and even liver cancer over time. Where do these nasty toxins hide? Peanuts and peanut butter. Corn, especially if stored in warm, humid conditions. Most people eat these foods every day without realizing the hidden danger. Here's a practical tip I share with patients. If you love peanuts, Valencia peanuts are your safest bet. They're drier and less likely to contain aflatoxins, especially when you buy organic. As for corn, for liver health, it's generally better to avoid it whenever possible. Aflatoxins don't announce themselves with symptoms. Your liver is quietly struggling behind the scenes while you enjoy your snack. The takeaway for seniors is clear. Avoid mold-exposed peanuts and corn, choose safer options, and give your liver a fighting chance. Number 7. MSG, monosodium glutamate. This flavor enhancer lurks in many forms, including modified food starch. Start reading those ingredient lists carefully. They pump it into pork rinds and countless processed foods to make you eat more. It's a staple in fast food and many Asian cuisines. While it's high in hidden sodium and causes fluid retention, the real danger is that it's toxic to your liver. You'll even find it in seemingly innocent things like commercial cottage cheese. Many of my patients, when they felt unwell, often traced it back to consuming something with MSG or one of these other liver-damaging ingredients without realizing the connection. What about red meat? Is that bad for your liver? The good news is that grass-fed red meat, in moderation, isn't typically a problem for your liver unless you have an issue with iron overload. Our bodies don't easily get rid of excess iron, which can be very toxic to the liver and even cause cirrhosis. Since red meat is high in iron, those with iron issues should probably limit it. But for most people, quality red meat is generally okay for the liver. Now for the good stuff. The absolute best foods for your liver are cruciferous vegetables. Think arugula, kale, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. Load up on these regularly. Now that you know what to avoid, are you ready to discover the foods and strategies that can actually repair your liver? Click the video right here to learn how to give your liver the love it deserves. Your health depends on it.